being in a situation where she doesn't have control. So from the get-go, it felt like an unhealthy relationship.
Talal Azim from Popcorn and Soda, and I'm excited to be joined today by the star and executive producer of the upcoming film, Dreams, Academy Award winning actress Jessica Chastain. Jessica, how are you doing today?
I'm very well. Thank you for being here and talking about this film that I love.
It's my absolute pleasure. And Jessica, this film is such a unique take on so many different contemporary issues, but at its core, it is a story about love. And one thing that I found so fascinating is that there's two ends of the spectrum in this film where we have love at its simplest form, and then we have on the opposite end, how far would you go for your love? So, Jessica, for yourself, was there one end of the spectrum that had a larger influence on you when you were crafting this character?
Well, I mean, I think from the very beginning, it started with Jennifer's difficulty with uh, vulnerability and being in a situation where she doesn't have control. So from the get-go, it felt like an unhealthy relationship to me. And yeah, I didn't see that there was anywhere positive to go with these two people.
Now, your performance is so multi layered as Jennifer, as you mentioned, and Jennifer is this high achieving person who comes from this privileged world of ballet. She has this very unique physical presence, yet there is this vulnerability and loneliness that attracts her to Fernando. So, what impact did your style and wardrobe in this movie have on how you portrayed Jennifer?
I think it was really important to show the two different worlds, the world of privilege uh, and the illegal immigrant who really has nothing but the clothes on his back. And it's difficult to do that when you're working in a very, very low budget. But we have a great costume designer who I've worked with many times, Mitchell Travers, who crafted these incredible looks for Jennifer. And yeah, to me, it said a lot without the two of them being in a scene together. It says a lot without them even having to open their mouths.
Now, one thing that I find so fascinating about this film is the title because it's so unique and you can see it from Jennifer's perspective, Fernando's, or realistically anyone else's in the film as well. Dreams are ever changing, and what they may be today may not be the same 5, 10 years from now. So, from your perspective, what do you feel was Jennifer's true dream, her true motive in this film?
I think Jennifer would have been very happy living in Mexico. You know, it's the place that she has separation from her family. I think she has been in a situation where her father and her brother have made every decision for her, and love comes with strings attached. So she's using that model in her relationship with Fernando. But if you see the difference between Jennifer's life in San Francisco and her life in Mexico City and how her house is and how free she is to move in the world, she's much happier away from all the privilege and you know the rules that the family requires of her.
You are in this film with another one of your collaborators in Michelle Franco. What was different about working with Michelle on such a personal film as Dreams this time?
I really had a lot of difficulty connecting to a character like Jennifer. We definitely have different politics and ways of moving in the world. But I think what I love about working with Michel is he is um, just relentless about going into the dark corners of society, about examining privilege, about examining love and dominance and power. And it made it very difficult at times because there were some very difficult scenes that we had to explore together. But as an audience member, I love his films because he's not afraid to venture into where many directors and storytellers do not tread. But also as an actress, it really forced me to stretch myself in terms of doing things that, you know, it was hard to kind of not judge her and to understand where she was coming from.
Now, lastly, Jessica, as I mentioned, you're known to work with frequent collaborators. We have Michelle, Oscar
Yeah.
Isaac, and of course, our collaborations with the Muschietis. The World of It Chapter 2. And you were the perfect casting for that movie. It was
Well,
one of the
thank
few,
you.
you're most welcome. It's like one of the few times the internet got it right. And it's just such a fascinating world. I'm curious, have you had a chance to watch it, Welcome to Derry? And what is it about this franchise that continues to resonate with the audience?
Yes, I have. And Barbara and Andy, I think are creative geniuses. I love them so much. I love the way they're able to go into um I love the horror film genre, but the way they go into it, there's a lot of humor and humanity in their films, which and in their work, especially Welcome to Derry, that I really respond to. I think the franchise is so great. First of all, it's Stephen King. And I grew up really reading his novels and how deep they are and the character work and how exciting it is. But then also the ideas of the fear of childhood and the traumas of childhood and how that shapes us into adults. This idea of Pennywise the clown, where that comes from. Um, I think there's just so much to explore, and I'm excited to. I think there's going to be a season two, isn't there? Have you? I think yes. I know that there's going to be a se. I don't know if I'm the one dropping the news, but I believe there is going to be a season two, and I'm excited to see it.
That's lovely. And Jessica, once again, congratulations on the upcoming release of Dreams. I had such a great time with it, and I'm sure audiences
Thank
will
you.
as well. Wishing you well, and I really appreciate your time today, Jessica.
I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Good to see you.